Hello, Enid. Mayor George Pankonin here. Wanted to sit down and talk with you for a moment. I got a new program I'm pretty excited about. You know, some of the cities across the state have decided to mandate masks and make people do things, and that's not gone over well. I'm more of a provide positive enticements kind of person instead of one that wants to beat people up to do things your way. And I think our city is that way too. That's what I've heard from the voters and from constituents. So I've started a program, and this is our first program, but I'm calling it the COVID-19 Business Warriors Program. And what I'm trying to do is highlight businesses within Enid that are doing things to be able to provide a safe work environment for their employees and a safe place for their customers and patrons to shop. So that's kind of what the program's about. Like I said, this is the first program we're going to do, but I'll do subsequent programs, and we'll talk more about that later. So joining me today for our first episode are two local business owners, Connie Sturgeon-Hart, the owner-operator of Enid Chick-fil-A here in town, and Ryan Jackson, who's co-owner of Jackson's Diamond Jewelers of Enid. So let's start with Ryan. Do you want to go first? Tell me a little bit about your business. How do you prepare for the day to make sure that you have a safe environment for your employees and your customers?
Okay, so every day we get in, we have to, do our normal morning routine, but we do take the extra steps of going through disinfecting all the surfaces that the customers will be coming into contact with, cleaning, it's just cleaning to the next step. So we follow the directions on the cleaning products. It was something that I think opened a lot of people's eyes about, spraying it on there and letting it set, not just wiping it right off. Those are kind of the basic opening policies that we do at the store now.
Okay.
So.
How about during the course of the day? A customer walks in, don't have a mask on.
Okay, so during the course of the day, our employees, our staff, we are required to wear masks with customers. Whether the customer is wearing a mask or not, we will be wearing a mask. It's not just the safety aspect of it that we're after. It's also the comfort level for our customers. There are people out there that do not want to wear masks and they won't wear masks. And there's those that feel like they need to. So we try to cater to everyone, but it's really simple for us as business owners and our staff to just put a mask on. And if someone walks in with a mask, hey, everybody's great, no one feels uncomfortable. And then if someone comes in without a mask, no problem. We're doing our part, we're doing what we can, and if you're comfortable without a mask, that's fine. One thing that I've found encouraging, and I think it's neat, is we'll have people come in that don't have a mask on. A lot of times maybe most of the time they've got it in their pocket or in their purse, but it's still not normal routine to, you're getting in and out of your car and you're making sure you got your phone and your keys and everything like that, so it's easy to forget. But then when they walk in and they see us wearing our masks, major majority of people, well, if they have a mask, they put it on. And then there are the few customers that come in and they say, do I need to wear a mask? And we just kindly tell them to do what they feel comfortable with.
Good.
We wipe down all the surfaces after customers leave. Anything that they touched, anywhere they came into contact with is cleaned and wiped down, clear out to the door handles. We try to walk our customers out the door, so we're opening the door for them to limit their contact there. Any of the pieces of jewelry that they try on, they get set in a special tray. And then after the customer's left, it goes in the back, gets run through the cleaning and put back forward. So it's very similar to what we do on a daily basis anyways, but it's just kind of like just kind of taking a couple extra steps, and it's not that hard. In our case anyways, it's not that hard.
Right. Good. Well, Connie, how about your area? You have, your environment is a little bit different. It's not a small amount of customers coming in one at a time. It's more like 15 cars deep, 2 lines wide from Monday morning until Saturday night. But,
Well, of course, we have our Chick-fil-A masks that we have been provided by Chick-fil-A, and hence the cow print, but we do have some options. And so once the employees come into the restaurant every day, they are given a health check. Every day we take their temperature, they answer questions on the cash register or the POS before they clock in. They're required to do that each time they enter the building. And then of a morning, we do the same thing. We wipe down all the surfaces, and then throughout the day, every hour we wipe down the surfaces, and we have the door handles and everything. We have plexiglass up between us and the guests. And when we do decide to open back up the dining room, we'll only be at 50% capacity, and only partial registers will be open also, so that we can keep the social distancing. We also work to create the contactless delivery of the meal to the customer with the ordering. When you take them outside, we're not, the guest is away from us a little ways, and then their money, they can swipe their own credit card, and then when we hand them the food, it's in a little container that we hand it to them, so that we're not touching it. If we do touch the food, we are gloved up. The only time that we do not wear gloves in the restaurant is if we're touching the money, the actual money, and then after we do touch the money, we go and wash our hands. So we have been given 18 temporary operational requirements from Chick-fil-A. They're in constant contact with us. Matter of fact, it was hourly at the first, but they are constant contact with the CDC, making sure that we're going by all the requirements. And like I said, 18 new requirements per day.
Good.
With us.
Chick-fil-A does a lot of training, and that's obvious by the customer service reactions that you get. Was there any additional training required when COVID-19 came in that you have to go over with them now?
The back staff is pretty much the same, because it's always about safety first, food safety. Safety is our priority, whether it's dealing with the food or with the guests. So the people in the back that are not one-on-one with the guests, it's just, enhanced cleaning, but really it hasn't been much of a change for them, because we do the cleaning daily, and then they're not, like I said, within contact with the guests. But the front team has had to make some adjustments. We've advanced our drive-through procedures. We've started the curbside service. We have always been open for carry-out service, although in the height of the pandemic, we were a little bit less of the people coming in. But now, if you've been out there recently, we have the 4 assigned curbside spots, and then we are allowing carry-out for you to come in and place your order and carry out the food. And the patio is open for you to sit at also.
Oh, good. Okay. Many of the changes that you've made, improvisations that you've made for the safety of customers and for employees, do you see any of those being long-term? We didn't used to do it this way, but you know what? It's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, you want people to be washing their hands all the time, and sure. We've always washed our hands all the time. I think the biggest change would be the gloves on the people up front, and then we're getting ready to start dine-ready meals. Well, we'll provide all the condiments for you when you order. You won't be grabbing, and that will be a set thing with Chick-fil-A from here on.
Oh, okay. Process change. All right. Good. Ryan, can you think of anything that might continue on forever with you?
Well, one thing that we have done is we've had Universal Management come in, and they have a process where they can fog the store that's supposed to kill everything that's in there, and it does have a residual, so it's not just like wiping down the counter. It's supposed to stay. That's something that we've started using, and at first we were just thinking COVID, but that's definitely going to stay. They say that it lasts about, I think, 6 to 8 weeks. Right now we have it set up where we're having them come in every 5 weeks. So we figure let's let's take a week off that, and get it in there. We have set up, and when you walk in, we've set up a station that's got the hand sanitizer right there. We've got a few masks for people that forgot a mask. Again, we're not mandating to our customers that they have to have them, but at the same time, if they decide they want one, there's one right there for them. Sure. We've always kind of, during the cold and flu season, that's a really busy time for us, so we don't want to get sick and miss work. So we've always, during that period, have kind of stepped up the amount of cleaning as far as not just trying to make everything look nice, but also sanitize. I do feel, after all of this, the habits are so ingrained in us now that I really don't look for us to really be moving backwards that much. I'm not going to say we were lax by any means before, but I think, putting a seasonal time frame on when we were taking certain steps, taking additional steps, I think from now on we'll just continue as the new normal is going to be this.
Everything's top of the mind now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Ryan, I think you get to make pretty much your rules because you're not part of a franchise. You're a family-owned business.
Correct.
So you're kind of doing the things that you think are right. You mentioned there were several protocols that you have for COVID-19. Is there other things that you and your team have come up with that you think, why don't we do this too?
Well, it's great because I have so many young people that work with me. I started to open the dining room a few weeks ago, and then my team kind of said, we're not quite ready, we don't feel comfortable. And so I asked for their suggestions, and it's amazing what those teenagers and young people have in their minds. And so once we talked it through, they gave me some great ideas of what they would like to see, and I'm open for suggestions on anything in addition to what Chick-fil-A provides for us to do. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to open the dining room before long.
Okay.
But we have the sanitizer stations and everything too when you come in.
Right. No, I think that's a great idea. We've got some really smart young people, and it's a shame if you don't take advantage of the opportunity to get their opinions, and they've got some great ideas.
They do, for sure.
Okay. Is there any last minute things you guys would want to say?
Thank you for all the support through all of this. We couldn't have done it without you, our patrons, and stayed as busy as we are, so thank you.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. After we got back to work, it was great to see all of our customers and our friends come in again, and we just want to thank them for trusting us and continuing to support the local businesses.
Okay, good. All right. Again, this is a program that I'd like to continue on, and I'd like to ask for the viewers for some help. Every one of you shop at different places and visit different places in the community. So I need your input on what places do you go that you think are really setting a benchmark for other people to emulate? Who do you want to hold up as an example for other businesses to take a look at and maybe copy some of the practices there? So I'd like you to consider doing that. If you have any suggestions, please send them to mayor@enid.org. And I will get them and we'll schedule them for interviews as well. Any suggestions you have for things that businesses can do, let us know that, and we'll put those out as well in future episodes. So I want to thank everybody very much for your attention and ask for your help. Let's try and keep each other safe instead of making each other stay safe through means that we may not want to do. We can take care of ourselves. We're all adults. So let's act like adults and act like we care about our neighbors and react that way as well. So I'm asking for your help in doing that so we can make this COVID thing go away and get back to whatever normal might be. So thank you so much, Enid. Thanks to both of my guests for being here today, and thanks for what you're doing to keep our community safe and thinking about your patrons and your employees.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.